Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Friday. We got you locked and loaded for the weekend. We got free plays. We got all around the world, and we're starting a new streak today. We got the taste out of our mouth with Colin Morikawa yesterday, but we're going to start our ladder challenge, our Let It Ride mission with a play today. I'll tell you about that. Dan, we got a just amazing show. And no more LED glass courts.
Yeah. The glass courts that were you sent the story where they're not playing on. They're going back to hardwood, folks. So the first half unders no longer a thing. Maybe now that they're back, we maybe look towards some overs with some of these adjusted numbers. However, Andy, when you sent the story, I said, yeah, dumb idea was decided it was a dumb idea. That's how they could have rewritten the headline. But we'll see if Marco's playing his tiny violin, because he's going to be joining us fresh off a 5% cash last night. He's got a best bet for you in Clemson and Duke and Kansas versus Houston, two huge games. Marco's got best bets for both of them in that. We're going to kick it off with Gianni the Greek, give you the Steam report, talk a little UFC as well, and then Teddy covers. The man on a 4-0 run in NBA action. He's got two NBA breakdowns for you here, folks. Cavs, Mavericks, Timberwolves, and the Warriors. And Andy and Teddy are going to be forced to sell me and you on maybe the most disgusting game on the board, of which there were many to pick of in NBA action. So, Andy, plenty to get to. Before we get to Yanni, you have a play that's time sensitive. So let's get the folks some winners right out of the gate here. Let's go all around the world, my friend.
Yeah, we want to get this golf play out so anybody watching live can get in there. But we'll do a couple NBA props here. Daniel Gafford over 9.5 points for the Mavericks. He's gone over in 5 straight. He's getting a lot of shot attempts, and they're very high percentage shot attempts because he's a center and they're right at the rim. He's getting 6 or 7 made shots per game. He's adding a couple of free throws, and Jared Allen is still out for the Cavs. So Daniel Gafford over his points. Going to the Grizzlies and Pistons, Jalen Wells over 1.5 made threes. This is all about the volume. He's gone over in 9 straight games, and he's getting 6 attempts per game while shooting 43%. So the math makes all the sense in the world. If you're shooting 6 of them and you're making 43% of them, you should make 2 in that one. But for the play that starts here in about an hour and a half, Victor Hovland under 71.5 on his round 2 score. Victor Hovland can be a frustrating guy to bet on, but I like this consistency yesterday. He had no bogeys. He shot 69, and I've been watching all morning, and weather's not too bad, not too windy. Conditions are pretty good. There's some pretty low scores out there as long as you're accurate off the tee, which Hovland was, and he was great around the green. That's been his big Achilles heel throughout his career, is scrambling, sand saves, chipping, but he was really, really good yesterday. So we'll take Victor Hovland, have another good round 2 score at the Players. So those are your free picks all around the world.
Well done, Andy Lang, WT.buzz/AL. Folks, if you're joining us here, I see some new names as well. Hit that like button and subscribe, because we got some gold coming your way with the man who has a free Steam room on YouTube coming your way this week. It is Gianni the Greek. Yanni, how we doing on a Friday, brother?
God bless America. Never better, brother. Never better. Very, very busy. A lot to get to. Let me just, before we dive into action, let me share what I have up for free for you guys real fast. I think there's 4 or 5 soccer premium bets that are for free up over at WagerTalk.com on the free picks. Every pretty much soccer I think I released to my subscribers over the last couple of days. I have been putting up for free. I know what you're asking. Why soccer? Why soccer? It's it's March Madness, all basketball. Well, over the last 7 days, we've hit 65% of our soccer bets with an 18% ROI. That's all I'm interested in, is turning a profit. So there's a couple soccer bets over there, and there's even a college baseball for this afternoon. So we have a college baseball up as well. And of course, there's Steam Sheet college basketball stuff that we could get to. Be very cautious. If you're following line moves, be very cautious. I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Perfect example. Look at George Washington, St. Louis. Look at what the total, hit the odds logic screen, or at least the Wager Talk screen, and try to determine whether the sharp side was the over or the under in that game. It's going to be very difficult. Regardless of the outcome, I can promise you with certainty that the over was the right side as far as the sharp side. It was being manipulated. I was watching it in real time, getting hit off screen at over 158. Some books went to even 157 when it was being dummied up on the screen. Like right now, it's happening in front of our eyes while I'm speaking. Wisconsin, Illinois, that exact same thing's happening. The Wisconsin line's being manipulated so that they could blast Illinois at a better number than what it was. They had trouble getting it down this morning. They tried bringing it down. That wasn't possible. Now, as more bettors are getting to the window and more books are opening limits, they're finding it easier to do so. Be very careful if you're just trading off of line moves alone. Have some conviction. And finally, we've been low volume the last couple of days because I expected this. We shot out so hot in college basketball, we need time to consolidate. That's why over the last 3 days have not been great. 6 and 8, we're down 2 positions. But when in doubt, zoom out. Over the last 7 days, up 10 units in college basketball. Last 30 days, up 47 units in college basketball. And for the season, up 79 units in college basketball. So whether it's last 7 days, 30 days, or for the season, we're up money. But over the last 2 or 3 days, you're going to get some variance in between. If you're with me for 2026, just stick to the program. We're way ahead of schedule. With that said, we could dive into college basketball, UFC, whatever you want to talk about, brother. I got a lot of information.
Let's piggyback off the line moves, the call it the rope-a-dope line moves and being tripped up. This is it's a tough time of year to follow the line moves because we don't know who's playing each other. So when the books come out, talk about how the lines get manipulated from the books and the syndicates and the sharps and why we need to be so cautious about it.
Yeah, because immediately what I'm seeing is the line that's being created is like we talked about yesterday, 90+% based on a power rating alone because they have that number available instantly with a slight adjustment, possibly for recency bias or any kind of injury or like, you know what I mean? A player played too many minutes, got banged up, something like that. Otherwise, it's all power rating related. And then you start seeing the handicap come into effect. That's why those early first moves, pay attention to them, but be cautious because a lot of time it's not based on information and like that particular matchup. As work gets put in, that's when you start seeing, and of course, that's also when the limits start to open up and bigger bets are placed. So a lot of the early stuff, be very cautious. That's why the Steam sheet early, I'm not putting 15 plays in there. I've been very selective in putting them in as I confirm this is legit. Win or lose, I can be confident these are legit. Otherwise, I'd be putting in both sides on like probably 8, 9, 10, 11 plays, where lately I've been only having to do it maybe 2 or 3 times max, where, you know, I read it wrong early and they came back late and did something. But there's just so much of that going on because you got to remember there's Kalshi, there's Poly Market. They're using these markets to manipulate, using these markets to take advantage of, you know, lesser traders. Like there's a lot going on. And right now with college basketball and just so much opportunities and so much limits, like the limits are huge, even on team totals, first halves, second halves. You could get down a lot more money right now than you could have just 2 weeks ago, you know what I mean, in regular season. So that's why it's very advantageous, but it's a minefield. So just caution navigating it. That's all.
Yeah, let's move to UFC. Kyle couldn't make it for a segment. He had internet issues yesterday, so let's get the UFC fix
Big
out
card.
of the way. Yeah, interesting card. I'm continuing to tread very lightly. The craziness with UFC continues to cause me a lot of heartache, Gianni. But I mean, we got a main event where Kevin Viejos is minus 535. It's a crazy number. I got to tell you, I love the over 3.5. 2 low volume guys. I love the over in this one. What do you think about the main event?
Agree 100% on the over. That's actually the bet that I'm looking at. And I kind of was hoping that maybe once the weigh-in and the bettors get to the window, the recreational bettors, because it's Josh Emmett and because of all, one-punch knockout power, finishing, at least the narrative, I'm hoping we get an even better price to go over. I agree with you 100%. Also, you're right. Like, look at these big favorites, but even though the favorites are well out ahead in 2026, like close to 80%, and historically that's very high, in the main event, we've seen dogs get the money. I don't know if you mentioned it or whether it was one of the shows I did, but I'm a host mentioning it. These main events, we've seen a lot of dogs come in, like Strickland, and I think just last week with Oliveira, with the Holloway fight in Oliveira. The main event, we've seen some chalk, but we've seen some dogs get the money. Not saying to bet Emmett, but at Vallejos, you just can't bet him. Vallejos, call him what you will. Because at this price, like, you got to conclude he wins this fight 9 out of 10 times just to have a little bit of an edge. And you can't do that in MMA, especially even against a aging Josh Emmett. So I agree with you. I like the over there. You know what stuck out at me? And I'll just share it now. Piera Rodriguez in the opening fight. Because I'm seeing a lot of recreational bettors on Sam Hughes because she's coming in having won 3 straight, 4 of her last 5. But dig a little deeper, and what you're going to find is 2 of those 3 wins were by split decision. All right. In the one, Luciano way outstruck her, but she was able to get the takedowns. And in the other fight, Dudakova was able to secure the takedowns and control her, but Hughes landed more. What I'm trying to say is, had one judge just seen it differently, she'd be coming in with 1 win in her last 4 fights. This would be a much different line we're looking at with Piera Rodriguez. We'd be looking at Rodriguez well over a 2-1 favorite, even at the opener. So I thought this line came out a little bit short, and I did release Piera Rodriguez. I gave her to my subscribers as well for a 4% play, and I think anything less than 200, I really do think you're getting the best of it with Rodriguez, because, again, Hughes is coming in hot, but I think she got a little bit lucky, and I don't think she sustains that.
I agree 100%. I love Piera Rodriguez. Sam Hughes, Sam Page. She's basically an underdog in every fight, which the books are just like, we don't buy Sam Hughes. I saw an interview with her, and she was like, "Oh, you're going to see a new version of me." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
I hate hearing that stuff.
Yeah, okay, all right, whatever. We know exactly what you're going to do.
It's almost as bad as this has been my best training camp.
I'm in the best shape of my life.
Never been healthier.
I'm in a great space
I've
now.
used that line before. Yeah,
best
I've
weight
used that.
cut ever.
All the
Best weight cut ever.
distractions. Yeah. I'm with you. And Piera Rodriguez, never forget, she got disqualified for headbutting her opponent multiple times. I love the aggression.
Oh, can I ask you this one? Sorry. This matchup, and again, if you don't have an opinion, it's okay. Vitor Petrino and Steven Asplund. Here's why. I like the Petrino side. A guest I had on my UFC podcast like the Asplund side without even knowing that I like Petrino. He was just sharing stuff that he liked, and he thought that was a live dog in the heavyweights.
There's rumors that Vitor Petrino has a hand injury. I cannot confirm, but I've seen a 25-cent line move on Asplund. So Asplund's striking is nice. And Petrino with this weird move up to, he was light heavyweight. Now he's heavyweight apparently. So his wrestling is going to be much better than Asplund, but both these guys are hittable. It's dog or pass for me on this one. But once I heard rumors of the hand injury, I'm kind of
definitely
out.
Dog.
Dog or nothing. But again, live bet. But we don't need to put anything on this fight before it starts. Like, if Petrino's scared to throw the right, his hand is messed up. So,
and are we fading? What's it called? Are we going with Tavares?
Yeah, it's a retirement fight.
Yeah, we're fading.
Eric Anders has come out and said, this is my retirement fight, and yet money's come in on him, and I don't get it. There's been 2 fighters that have announced their retirement fight and won in the entire history of UFC. 2 guys have done it. One was like 20 years ago. So, this is just an auto bet. If it loses, that's fine. I'll do it again next time. So, I'll be on Tavares for sure. One more dog.
Yes, sir.
You could talk me into Amanda Lemos.
Oh, yeah. I like Lemos in the co-main. It's dog or pass for me For sure. Jillian Robertson just reminds me of that, a fighter that will get right there and just not be able to get that next step to like the title. Like she was right there when she beat Piera Rodriguez, but couldn't get past Tabitha Ricci. Now she's won 4 more in a row, but I think like she's going to fall against a veteran like Lemos, who has alternated wins and losses. But when you look at strength of the schedule, when you look at how dangerous she is, she's the kind that could definitely spoil some money line parlays on Saturday night. Dog or pass all day for me.
Agreed completely. Jillian Robertson, apparently she has a cult following. Dudes, let's just say guys that like redheads. I'll just leave it at that, Dan.
Yeah.
So if you like redheads, just do a little research and you will find your community. Any college basketball you want to leave us with before we let you go?
Yeah, let me share some college basketball that are right off the steam sheet for you guys. I saw Michigan State and UCLA get both hit. I saw Michigan State -5.5. I saw UCLA +6 and 6.5. Here's some one-sided plays. 828 Arkansas -6.5. 823 Tennessee +1.5. 833 Seton Hall +8.5. 849 Northridge +5.5. 801 Duquesne +9. 813 Missouri State +1. And then in the extra board, Howard -15.
Love it. Great stuff, Gianni. Appreciate it. Let's have a big weekend, brother. What do you have up for everyone?
Yes, sir. Steam sheet is up for today. The UFC card is up as well with a couple premiums there. If I confirm, 4%, a few more. Might have 2 4%, 2 3% already in college basketball. I'll put a package up. Otherwise, I don't like really putting up much daily stuff unless I do have like a 5%. And rest assured, with the Saturday action coming in finals, we're going to find like a big bet. It always happens in conference tournaments. So rest assured, look out for Saturday. Free steam room. Jump on board, ask your questions, because we'll be talking about March Madness, the tournament, going over year-to-date results, kicking ass so far, and just keep doing it. Say hello to Jackpot, newest member of my family. And ain't he a man?
What?
Jackpot's the man.
You buried the lead.
Buried the
lead. You don't get to just flash that dog and then leave.
Jackpot is an elite name, dude.
Jackpot's the man, dude. Say hi, bud. Say hi. He just came in 2 nights ago, bro. He is the best dog.
Oh my God! I wish he was.
That's an awesome coat, man. That's a cool looking dog, bro.
Yeah. He just
how big?
2 nights ago. 2.1 pounds, bro. He's 2.1 pounds now. Born on New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Oh my!
He buried
God.
the lead with Jackpot, which for Gianni the Greek, Jackpot, insane dog name. That's well done out of you.
That's my boy right here.
Dude,
I need it's been a while, bro. It's been a while. I love dogs, and my ex-wife took my dog, and I just been looking at dogs for the last 2 years. And now I finally said,
I'm
doing just because I don't want to fall for it. Because what's going to happen is you get lonely, and then you end up finding a girl, and that's worse. Like the dog's going to cost me so much less. So much less.
But in the long run, Gianni, especially.
That happened last time. Dude, last time I got lonely, I moved a girl from Oklahoma here. What are you talking about? Because I was living in the same high rise and for 3-4 months, and you just you get bored by yourself. And then you walk down stairs and it's nothing but like hookers and pros and hustlers and strippers. It's like, if you see a normal human being, you're like, yay. But anyway, this time around, I said, we're doing
No, you made the right call. And also long run, your dog weighing just over 2 pounds, going to cost you a hell of a lot less, Gianni.
Gianni, before you go, Roy, what is the steam sheet? So break it down. So what is steam sheet?
What I put in there is all the information that I'm betting, meaning all the accounts that we're betting into, all the stuff that I'm betting I'm putting in there, and all stuff that I share with other runners like myself, movers like myself. And that's for you to determine whether you agree, disagree. Like that is what I do. How I have my sheet, plays come in, I release the ones that I agree with. I release the ones that I think are still winners. They're still value. And I urge bettors to use the steam sheet the same exact way. If you're a handicapper, you want to know what winning bettors are on. You want to know what the line moves mean. So it's a real good if you're handicapping, definitely good piece of information. And there's also premium play each and every day added to it. So it definitely worth the price of admission for sure.
Love it. Thank you, Yanni.
Thank you,
Give
brother.
Jackpot
Good
a
luck this weekend.
Good luck with
Jackpot.
Jackpot a little pat on the
Oh,
head.
hit the
brother.
jackpot, baby. Let's go. I love that. Gianni the Greek. Yeah, you can't bury the lead like that.
I've never seen him burying the lead. Worst case.
Yeah, he was just like, all right, guys, have a good weekend. And we were like, whoa.
Time out. We need to talk about the dog. All right. Let's see. We're gonna bring on Teddy here in just a bit. But thank you to everybody that joined us on the $5 Tuesday play, the darts play. It won yesterday. I don't I don't know who thinks I'm more of a lunatic, my wife or my neighbors. So we do our live show with darts, and I'm yelling and screaming about darts. And Jan joined us, and we have nicknames like Michael Van Gerwen. We call him Ozempic because he lost a bunch of weight. So I'm screaming about Ozempic. And we had a huge day betting darts on the live show. So for those of you that joined us live, I really appreciate it. But Dan, our darts player, and by the way, Prez came up with this. Why don't they call them dartists? Which is one of Prez's best line, the darts player. Yeah. So we bet on our guy, Johnny Clayton, and he comes out and he's limping bad. Like he's basically dragging one of his legs around. And myself and Jan are like, oh my God, we bet on an injured darts player. Like our play is toast. And not only does he win his first match, he wins his second match. And then he wins the entire night. He can barely walk, and he does an interview after. And he's like, I have gout. Had it my whole life. I used to have it in my elbow, but now it's down in my ankle. So thank God, because now I can my arm works and I can kick everyone's ass now that my arm works and my ankle hurts. So it was a wild day in Dartleets is pretty good blocked. That's pretty good. Dartleets, yeah.
Dartist is strong though. Dartist is strong. It paints a picture, so to speak. But nothing is better when you sent me your whole write-up of how we cashed the play, and the dude comes out and he's like, yeah, I got gout, but luckily it moved from my elbow to my ankle. Only in darts. Only in darts. You get the gout handicap. Oh, man.
Hey, Dan. Did the premium lacrosse play win, Dan?
Yes. So we had the over 23.5. We had 28 like in the late third quarter. So easy rocking chair. And in our group chat, we always, whenever we get the win, we send the bang. And I was unfortunately indisposed. I wasn't able to send it. So I always get the message from Andy. He said, Dan, let us hear it. So it's been nice, man. Since we put up that 30-day special that people can grab it for $69, we've been continuing what we have done the whole time that we've been releasing lacrosse plays here at WagerTalk. So knock on wood, hopefully that continues. We're putting in the hours. So happy to cash again for the folks there.
Some days I like my job, some days I don't. But I mean, yesterday when you're cashing on darts and lacrosse, it's just like one of those, like this is a standard Thursday.
Well, and that's the thing. You want the offbeat sports on the days when you just need a little bit of action, and you want to keep cashing, and you want people who do it as their job. For sure, that's where you head on over to Andy. For the sports like NBA, for college basketball, we got two great guys coming up, and let's bring in Teddy now because the man. His clients this week on the hardwood, Teddy. It's been going well. Again, I'm not going to jinx you or anything. I'm knocking on the wood here, but 4-0 run, man. 11-6 run these last 6 days. So I'll ask you how you doing, but it's been a good seeing it well, Teddy.
Yeah, we're fine, man. We're making money. I mean, that's the goal.
I'm doing my job.
And that's what it comes down to. Is if I'm not winning, I'm not doing my job right. And people get to yell at me, and I hate being yelled at, and I hate being mad, and I hate when people are like, this guy sucks. So it's a lot better when you're winning. And look, I mean, Johnny talks about it all the time. We're grinders, all right? We do this every day, long term. And when you're a grinder, there's going to be good stretches. There's going to be bad stretches. The goal is maximize your good stretches, minimize your bad stretches. So at a time like now, where we're seeing things clearly, the college hoops has been good, the NBA has been good, you get a little bit more aggressive. So we're a little bit more aggressive right now, for what it's worth.
I'm going to get to the games that we're going to break down, and then, of course, we're going to do Sell Me. But I've been in this business for a while, and I can recommend, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what Dan's good at. I will tell you, once February and March rolls around, it's Teddy covers in NBA. Yeah. I put my own money on that. Like, I will tell you guys what wins and when we're running good, but once it comes down to, after the All-Star break, it is Teddy covers in NBA. So it's just rinse and repeat with you. You don't need to be that humble, Teddy. I
appreciate it. So, once football's in the rearview mirror, the focus level changes a little bit towards basketball.
Full steam ahead, yeah.
And obviously over the years, it's been very, very good for the clients and I in recent seasons, but that's really long term, and the other thing that happens after the All-Star break is very clearly who the tanking teams are, and you can bet against them over and over. I had another one last night. Let's bet against the Pacers, and it's easy, relatively easy when you find teams that don't want to win games and the markets don't adjust enough for that. So I love that.
Love it too.
Two things real quick. First, I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I don't know about you guys.
Don't we all, Teddy?
And second, Jackpot is a great name for a dog. My dog is black. So when we got our dog, like, what's the right name for a Vegas dog who's black? And I call my buddies like, duh, Blackjack. So my dog is named Blackjack.
That's awesome.
If you're gonna have a Vegas dog.
Dog names. That's well done out of you. That's well done.
God, strong dog names. Dan's got
I have Winnie. Mine is not nearly as cool, but you look at this damn dog, Teddy, it's a freaking Winnie. You know what I mean? You can just tell.
Winnie the Mini. That's great. Sure. That's great. Teddy, you're dead on about these tanking teams. I've been doing same game parlays, fading the tanking teams, taking some alt lines. So let's talk about a couple games here. Cavaliers, Mavericks, Timberwolves, Warriors. I guess we could kind of say the Mavericks are a tanking team. The Warriors, sadly, are a tanking team with this situation. But I want to talk Cleveland and Dallas. So you disagree? Disagree with?
Oh, I disagree. The Warriors. The Warriors can't lose enough to fall out of the playing game. So they can't tank to get they're not getting the lottery pick. There's no benefit for Golden State losing these games. They just suck.
And that's your breakdown.
Thanks for coming on, between tanking and ass. Yeah.
Well, let's talk this Cavaliers and Mavericks team. Jared Allen is still hurt for Cleveland, but they're still going to be massive favorites here. 13.5 over under 236.5. How do you break this game down?
Yeah, and we've seen over money come in for the Cavs and the Mavs. I'll leave it at this. That's not my money. And it's the first half of a home and home. With these home and home series, when these two teams play back to back, a lot of times I'll sit out the first meeting and then play the second meeting based on what we saw the first time. This isn't necessarily one of those spots, and I do think there's a play to be made tonight. But you've got Cleveland coming in off a loss. They got beat by Orlando on Wednesday night, a poor defensive showing, and they're playing mediocre basketball right now. You talk about the Jared Allen injury. Sam Merrill may not play tonight. They've been a banged up team for quite some time right now, but just 3 and 4 straight up in their last 7. The quotes coming out of the loss against Orlando on Wednesday were all about defense. James Harden, obviously Orlando's a really good team, but that's a game we should have won. It comes down to getting stops and relying on our defense to win us games. We score enough points. Offensively, we can score with the best of them. Nights like this are very tough, obviously giving up a $128. Now, the Cavs are a sub-500 team against the spread coming off a loss. That said, their last 8 tries, 7-1 straight up, 6-1-1 ATS. They've been good at bouncing back lately, even though the full season numbers don't show that. And you talked about Jared Allen being out. And this Allen injury is not serious. Kenny Atkins has made that clear, but they're trying to keep their best players, as many as they can, healthy, obviously, for the postseason. Dallas coming off a win. Cleveland off a loss. Dallas off a win. Dallas off a win full season. They've been money losers in this role. They won 4 straight in January. They were 19-26 at the time. 3-18 straight up since then. 8-13 ATS, a significant losing team for their backers. They're returning home off a long, grueling 6-game road trip. 4 double-digit losses during that trip, and then they beat the Grizz. Obviously, this is not a team that I'm excited about the underdog. Dallas is not a team I'm looking to back right now. I don't want the dog. The Cavs covered as double-digit chalk against the Nets and the Wizards the last game before the All-Star break and the first game back. But other than those two covers, here's an under-the-radar stat for you. And I had to go through this twice to make sure I would admit the Cavs, other than those two, again, the last game before the All-Star break and the first game after, the Nets and the Wizards. Other than those two covers, the Cavs at -7.5 or higher since November, 2-18 against the spread. So I don't want the Mavs, I don't want the Cavs, but I do want the Cavs defense tonight. I also, worth noting, the Cavs are number 28 in pace over the last 10 games. The Mavs full season numbers were fast. At one point, they were number 1 in pace. Now they're down to 6 in pace. They're now to number 12 in pace over the last 10 games. They're playing slower. The Cavs are playing slow, and the Cavs are interested in defense tonight. What does all that tell us? This total steamed up. I'll fade it. Give me under 237. You can find 237.5 for Cleveland and Dallas on Friday night.
You're muted, Andy, my friend. And I'm sure you're making the best point you've ever made.
James Harden talking about we need to play better defense is right.
It's so the bizarro world.
All right. So I'm trying to think of other comparisons. Justin Fields talking about we need to throw the ball more accurate. Tua, we need to stay healthy. I'm trying to think of other really great quotes from athletes. If you guys can come up with it, put it in the chat.
We go outside of actors. John Candy saying we need to eat a little bit better. You know, it all comes full circle. Man.
Paul Skeen saying I'm going to hit home runs this year. You know,
That's a good one.
Like James Harden, we need to play defense. Okay, James. Alrighty.
That's it. Well, it's worth noting, Andy, when James Harden is giving us a quote like that, we're playing the Cavs under. Okay, and he's on a team right now in Cleveland that puts a lot of time, effort, and thought into defensive mentality. So perhaps he's buying in that regard. I
want to get to this other game, but I have to get your thoughts on Bam Adebayo and the 83 points. I was talking to one of my buddies. What was the more insane number from that game? Was it the 43 free throw attempts or the 22 3-point attempts? I voted for 22 3-point attempts from Bam Adebayo. What do you think?
So you know me, I was watching. It's what I do. We watch the association, and I found the fourth quarter to be pretty ridiculous. You know, certainly from a referee standpoint. All right, and when Miami's intentionally fouling up whatever they were up to get Bam more tries, and Spoelstra's explanation I thought was appropriate. You know, hey man, we got a guy having a once in a lifetime experience. You know, we're going to do everything we can to feed him. And I get that. But intentionally fouling, the other team, they have more possessions for your team, and the fouls 40 feet from the basket, and the 43 free throw attempts, a little bit silly. And Bam Adebayo does not deserve to be on any list with Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant.
I know. I know. The NBA record for most 3-point attempts, I was surprised. It's only 24. I thought that would be way higher. I thought, like, man, multiple overtime, surely somebody would have got to 30, but it's actually Klay Thompson took 24 threes. I was pretty surprised that Bam Adebayo is third with most 3-point. It's Klay, Steph, and then Bam Adebayo, the center.
You know, those three sharp shooters. That's the Mount Rushmore of shooting right there.
Who knew? So, all right, let's talk about the Timberwolves and the Warriors here. Yeah, the Warriors, the season really got away from them. Minnesota Timberwolves. I like your take on the Timberwolves because to me they're a team that on paper they got Ant, they got kind of all the pieces. Yet I just don't quite see them in the tier of the OKC Thunder and maybe Denver when they're completely healthy. So I'd love your take on the Timberwolves and what you see from them. They're -6.5, over-unders 224.5. So take on the Timberwolves, and what do you think about this game?
Yeah, when it comes to this postseason, I'm not particularly high on Minnesota. And you talk about three teams that I definitely think have a better chance. OKC, I would be surprised if it's not OKC versus San Antonio when it comes to the Western Conference Finals. That being said, Denver's live to do something. And Minnesota's, they haven't impressed me at all, with the exception of Anthony Edwards. That being said, from a spot standpoint, boy, you have to like the spot here for Minnesota. They slipped now into 6th place in the West. They've lost 3 in a row. They had won 5 in a row to open the month. They're coming off a particularly bad loss, giving up a $153 to the Clips on Wednesday night. Clips shot 63% from the floor. They shot 51% from three-point range. And Chris Finch, Minnesota's head coach, not amused after the game. Quote, obviously, it's not acceptable. They didn't have a single quarter under 35 points. Not an acceptable defensive performance at all. And, of course, that came on the second of back-to-backs after they lost to the Lakers the previous night. More Finch. Quote, we got to regroup. We got to play both sides of the floor. On Tuesday was our offense. Wednesday was our defense. So we got to put a complete game together, come back together. We know we're a good team. Feels like we're a million miles away from where we were a week ago, but we're not. Clearly, there's urgency tonight for Minnesota. For Golden State, they're losing to Utah now. They're losing to the Bulls in overtime at home. Steve Kerr. They're both very winnable games. Yeah. You got LJ Cryer and Gui Santos and Pat Spencer as your double-digit scorers, Now, there's a chance they could get Anthony Melton back tonight. Have to see if Quentin Post's going to be able to go. He missed the last time out, but, they're 5-10 in 15 games since Steph Curry got hurt. And because of the way the Western Conference is, Golden State, you have Memphis 9 games behind them. They're going to be in the play-in games, but the Warriors right now looking a lot more like a lottery team than a playoff team. If I'm playing, I'm laying Minnesota or pass for this better.
Love the breakdown there. Go ahead, Andy.
Do you think can you see a world in which LeBron plays with Steph Curry next year for the Warriors in the final seasons? Because I'm going down the list of teams that LeBron could sign with, could play with. Do we potentially see LeBron and Steph playing together? Would that be fun?
So as a sports bettor, I always get 2 questions when I meet regular casual people out in the world. The first question everyone asks me, who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? I'm like, I don't know. I don't give a crap. Just tell me who's playing and I'll do my best to break it down. But people, that's the first question. You're a sports bettor? Okay, who's winning the Super Bowl? The second question that people ask me, and I say I'm a sports bettor, is, where's this player going to sign? Where's this going to go? I don't freaking know. Give me the team that he's on, and I'll handicap the team. And I'll handicap and give me a game they're playing, I'll handicap the game. But what's in LeBron's mind as to what I want to do this offseason? I don't know, Andy. Do you know? Does Dan know? Does LeBron know? None of us know. So to me, it's that's not a question I would expect from you, Andy. That's a question I expect from a casual guy.
I'm a casual now.
All
right.
I like this. You guys are already.
Oh, yeah. Well, this casual mopped up in darts yesterday, Teddy. This casual lives the darts life. No bullseye finish. Those who know, Ski Prophet is in the house. He says, settle down on the LJ Cryer slander. Shout out to
Fair
Ski.
enough. But nonetheless, if you're a Warriors fan and you're thinking we're going to win playoff series, LJ Cryer's not the guy you want on the floor.
Nope. So.
Dodgers.
All right, Dan. Take it from here. I'm ready.
Teddy. No, I like Teddy talking a little smack there heading into the Sell Me segment, because I think maybe he's just trying to get Andy off his game there a little bit. But yeah, he already said Dodgers for you. Dodgers is the answer, John. So let's do Sell Me, guys. I got a great one for you here today. How about a 16-point favorite here as the Grizzlies are taking on the Pistons. Pistons laying 16.5. The other day we talked about Pistons laying big numbers. Hasn't quite really worked out for them. Well, unfortunately, Teddy, you're going to tell me why this Pistons team, because I want you to ingratiate yourself to the Detroit office. Tell me why they should be laying 16. And Andy, you get to tell me who the hell is even playing for the Grizzlies and why you should take 16. And we'll let you know how you can win a free 3-day pass depending on who you agree with. But Teddy, sell me on the Detroit Pistons laying 16.
Making a case for the Pistons is not hard right now. All right. Detroit had that It was short, but it was ugly. They had that 4-game skid. They lost to the Cavs, the Spurs, the Heat, and the Nets. And since that 4-game skid, what have they done? The game against the Brooklyn where they lost, I forget what they led by 20-something in that game and let it slip away. And they're like, we got to focus. We're going to play 48 minutes. We're going to play and not care about what the score is, was the quote that I saw yesterday. We're not going to care about what the score is. We just want to keep playing our brand of basketball. And what have they done since that 4-game skid ended? They beat Brooklyn by 38. And last night they beat Philly by 22. And they did not stop with the execution. So they're facing a Grizzlies team that has nobody taller than 6'7" right now getting minutes. Detroit will win. Detroit will get every rebound in this game. And the sharp money, by the way, is flooding on the Pistons. Nothing but Pistons money. Pistons are focused, motivated, and vastly superior. If I'm playing, I'm laying, Mr. Lang.
The second I said, tell me 16.5, I knew I was going to get a play in or lay, and playing I'm laying out of Teddy covers. Well, Andy, Grizzlies. I don't know any of these players, but you're going to tell me why we're taking 16 with them here, brother.
All that sharp money is DOA, dead on arrival. Look for this Grizzlies team to cover. For the Grizzlies, it's not been their offense that's been the problem. It's been the defense. Look at some of these numbers. Their offense is scoring 112 against Dallas, 129 against Philly, 115 against Brooklyn, 120 against LA. This is a team that constantly puts up 110 plus points. And yeah, the Pistons, they put up 131 and 138 in their last couple games. But before that, this is a team that doesn't have a true number 2 scorer. Before that, 110 against Miami, 105 against Brooklyn, 106 against San Antonio, 109 against Cleveland. It's Cade Cunningham or bust, and if Duncan Robinson is not shooting lights out from 3, you really don't have a big-time scorer. This is a classic case where the Pistons are probably going to win. They're on a back-to-back. What a lazy spot. You come off of beating Brooklyn and then this depleted Philly team. You get Memphis, and now you got to go on the road for Toronto, Washington, Golden State. This is going to be a lazy spot where you mind your minutes as a coach, you just get the win, and you get out of town. Detroit, the easy money line winner. But this Grizzlies team is going to put up 110 points. And they're going to lose by about 10. All that sharp money? Nah. Give me the Grizzlies plus 16.
All right. Well, let us know who you agree with. Comment below, Teddy, if you think you should be laying. If you think you should be taking, comment below, Andy. Make sure you include your WagerTalk username. And that's your chance, folks, to win a free 3-day flex press. Whichever side covers, if you were on that right side, boom, you're entered in to win a free 3-day flex pass. Yes, stop coming. If Lucas said stop complaining,
that's
good.
That's the one.
Well done. That's a good one.
That's the winner.
That's a good one. Well done. All about his Bills. Indeed. Well, Teddy's been all about the Bills for the clients as of late. Teddy, what do you got rocking and rolling over at your page, wt.buzz/TC?
4-pack for today. 2 in the NBA, 2 in the college ranks. I may add 1 more in college. We're still considering, but right now there's 4 plays locked and loaded for tonight. Don't buy them individually. Get a package, $29 for the entire thing. wt.buzz/TC. Appreciate the kudos. We have been running good lately, so not a bad time to get on board. And we have the great deals right now, the $1.49 for every play through the end of March Madness is a great deal if you want to partner up. The buy 3 days, get 3 days free is a great deal. 6 days of access right now for $69. Again, check it out. wt.buzz/TC. And be sure to check out my new daily NBA show, Teddy's Tips, posted every day, right around between 10 and 11 Pacific or 1 to 2 Eastern time. I'll be recording it as soon as I get off this show. We'll work on that one.
Oh, don't you hate it when the host is muted? Teddy?
Especially when he told you were muted
things
before.
ever.
It was such a good promo for Teddy's Tips, too. God damn it. Well, Teddy, well done, my friend. We'll see you next time. Best of luck. And I'm glad that the microphone is finally working here. Yeah, I was just mentioning that, he goes live with this. He's been working hard. Super easy, folks. If you hit that subscribe button, boom, you're going to know when Teddy's Tips go live, when Marco's Deli goes live, which is one of the hottest shows here in football season and college basketball season. Speaking of which, Let's bring in Marco, who's fresh off that 5% cash last night. He's not feeling fat and sassy. He's feeling like, hey, I'm ready to just do it again, Marco. How we doing, brother?
Well, guys, the reason I have no hair, okay, we had Clemson last night. They're up 8 with 1:15 left in the game. Never sweating that game. And then all of a sudden, we got to have a sweat at the end. And that's why we love this game. But, the Clemson held on for the victory for us for the 5%. We've been running good with both the 5% and the 4%, 43 and 23. Going back 2+ years on the 5%. And those 4% plays are on a 23 and 10 run the last 33. We will have a 4% up later today. I'll be posting it shortly after we're done with today's show. So running good, knock on wood, keep it going. It's been fun. And to keep in the dog name theory of today.
What we got?
I'm a sports bettor, obviously, but my second, one of my second hobbies is playing poker. So my dog is Chip, as in poker chip.
All in on Chip. I like it. I like it, Marco. Let us know, folks. Any other Vegas-themed dog names? Comment below. We'll be putting on some of the best on Monday's show. But 3 strong ones already crossed off the list from Marco, from Teddy, and of course VR's new entrant with Jackpot, who joined us live on the program. All right, Marco. Well, I'm going to give you a little PTSD because you said we were sweating on that Clemson game. That's the game I want you to break down first because it's fresh in your mind and your clients' minds as we cashed in last night. Let's do it again here. Free breakdown on the Clemson Tigers is now going up against the toughest foe yet. Top rank here with the Duke Blue Devils. It's a big number here, Marco. How are you looking to bet this one?
Yeah, guys, and you know what? And I'm going to talk about a couple angles. You guys always want to say things that you want to look at when you're doing your handicapping in the tournaments. And we've got one of them in each of these games. And what I'm going to talk about in this one is obviously I was on Clemson yesterday. The reason I was on Clemson yesterday is they already had a game under their belt, and they were playing a North Carolina team that hadn't played yet. A lot of times people automatically think that those teams with the bye is a huge advantage. I don't think so. I like to look at live teams that played the night before because they got the butterflies out. They got to play on the floor. They got to experience, they're playing in a different building. Maybe the sight lines are different. And we talked last week about sight lines and things being different in the Big 12. And yeah, that experiment lasted a long time, as you guys talked about at the top of the show. So I liked Clemson in that spot last night. Well, you had Duke. They were one of those teams that had the bye. What happened? They come in all fat and sassy yesterday and almost lost to Florida State. Now, here's the second part of one of those angles. I love when a good team gets that scare. Why? Because it is the wake-up call. It's like staying at the hotel. You get that call. Good morning, Mr. D'Angelo. This is your wake-up call. Well, Duke got it yesterday. You'll see their best effort today. In Clemson, now this is 3 games in 3 days for them. The advantage switches to Duke. I'm going to go ahead and lay it with Duke in this one. Clemson had to hold on for dear life, as we said at the end of yesterday's game. But I'm going to go with Duke, and I'll lay the number with them. I'll steal Teddy's line. If I'm playing, I'm laying, and I'm laying it with Duke.
Marco, you cashed in last night, another 5% winner. You said at the top, it's been a great run, especially on those top-rated plays, but even all plays 30 and 15. So as we head into this weekend, and we're going to break down this Houston game in just a second, but I mean, this March Madness special, this is a no-brainer. You've already, you're missing out that you haven't bought it already because your all-access starts the second that you buy, but still, Marco, we're heading into March Madness, obviously, still some conference tournament action. So 149, hop in right now, right?
That's the way to go because, if you're going to do it daily, you're going to spend at least $25 a day. Why do that when you can go all the way through the championship game, get every college basketball play that I release, guys? And we've been on a run with all of our plays. It hasn't been just those big plays. We're up 47, 48 units now over the last 35 days. Actually 48 units with a 51-32 record. So jump on board, ride it. And the most important part, especially in these tournament games where you see these lines move quickly, when you're an all access customer, the minute we release, you get to play. Okay, we put it in a system. You're going to get an email sent to you right away. You know we've loaded. You know who we're on. You can run and get it before the market adjusts. Because, you know, when we're having success, we've seen these numbers start to move. So be ahead of those numbers. Also, guys, one programming note. Normally, I would be telling you guys, tune in for the deli. Unfortunately, no deli this week. And the reason for that is I can't give you tomorrow's games. If I could preview tomorrow's games for you right now, I probably wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be on a beach somewhere because we would know who won all the games today. So no deli this week, but we're back with Marco's Deli next week. We'll preview, and it's going to work out perfectly. Give you a double promo here because we'll be back with Bet On It next week. We're going to cover the Thursday and Friday games for you when we do Bet On It next week. But what about Saturday? Well, that's great because the games that will be played on Thursday will come back and play on Saturday. Guess what? I'll cover that for you in the deli on Friday when we post it for the Saturday game. So no deli this week. We'll say we're on a diet this week. No big fat subs for you. We'll get you back next week with the deli. And the deli's been rolling, guys, so don't miss out.
Well, it's Friday, Marco. You know, as a Pittsburghian, we got to eat fish on Fridays. There ain't no fish in the deli that anybody wants to be eating. That's for damn sure. So
wait, hold on. What was that?
Yeah, so like... Yeah, you don't know. So like the Catholic thing, which, you know, in Pittsburgh, big time Irish Catholic spot. So yeah, they're not allowed to eat meat on Fridays in Lent. The whole entire thing, Andy, I don't want to take up Marco's time, but I think the whole thing is ridiculous because it was never in the Bible that you can't eat meat on Fridays. It was when the fishing industry was going south and they were like, hey, we need to sell some more fish. And they were like, all these Catholics will buy in. So I could bloviate for hours on how ridiculous that whole thing is. But yes, the deli, ain't nobody want the filet of fish sandwiches from Marco's Deli. I can tell you that much, Marco.
But here's the power move if you don't want to go fish on Friday and you can't have meat and you're from Pittsburgh. You can go pierogies. Okay. We've got, you know, so elite. Okay. That's the power move.
I got pierogies in the freezer, and I know exactly what I'm doing after this, Marco, for sure. But before we get to that, we still have, you know, your WTF LFG. Andy and I want to let you know about our Let It Ride special, but Marco is going to tell you about this Kansas and Houston game. Two great games you had to break down, man, because that's the part of the year that we're in. These are all going to be great games moving forward here. The Jayhawks getting 5.5. This total right around 134.5. How are you looking to bet this one, Marco? Another favorite?
Yeah, well, you've got two teams here, obviously two elite teams. Houston has been, you know, one of the most consistent teams over the last 3-4 years, the deep run last year. But here's another thing to look at with the conference tournaments. Now, it doesn't apply so much in the big dance next week, but in the conference tournaments, because it does. This is the only time during the year where teams are going to play 2, 3, 4 days in a row. You've got to look at depth. And this is a problem for Kansas, okay? Kansas really only plays 6 deep, okay? And that 6 deep is including Peterson, which you never know what you're going to get from Peterson, if you're going to get a full game from him. Last night, their two studs, Peterson and Council, had to play 37 and 40 minutes to get the job done last night. I think that's going to be a problem in this game late against Houston. Houston goes deeper, a deeper bench. But I'm also going to look at the revenge angle here. Now, I know we talk about revenge, and I say it all the time. It's one of the most overused phrases in sports betting. But you got to look at situations, okay? when these teams played during the regular season, that's another angle that I use in conference tournament. Was there something different about that game? Was there an outlier in that game? Did one team go to the line a gazillion times or something like that? Or was there something in the scheduling? Well, there definitely was something in the scheduling in the first meeting. When Houston played Kansas at Kansas, that was the third game in an 8-day period. In that 8-day period, they played on the road at Iowa State on Big Monday. That game, if you remember it, low scoring, physical game, back and forth. Houston had the lead most of the way. Iowa State rallied at the end, got the 70-67 win. Okay, that was a tough game. What do they follow that up with? Oh, Arizona comes to town. Number 2, Arizona. They play tough game against Arizona. They lose that game on a Saturday. What do they got to do? They got to turn around and go right back out on the road and go to Kansas for another big Monday tilt. And we've talked about these games where they're the Friday games, the Monday games, those standalone TV games, how the home crowd, it's a big deal. That was a tough 3-game stretch, and Kansas took advantage of them. I don't see that happening here. And I'll also look at that game yesterday with Kansas, as I talked about how they had to use all their players and stay in that game for all those minutes. There was an outlier in that game that helped Kansas advance. They had an edge of 37-18 at the foul line. You go to the foul line with an edge like that, you're supposed to win that game. I look for Houston to get the job done. I like them. They're a strong, physical, defensive team. They're going to make Kansas work for every possession in this game, and I think that's going to take its toll in the second half. Give me Houston. Lay the points with them. I'll go ahead and take them to get the revenge tonight and for Houston to move on to Saturday.
Marco D'Angelo. Marco, I have something to share with you.
Okay.
There is in a small town called Whiting, Indiana. It is Perogi Fest every year.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
And this picture is accurate. I've been many times with my buddies. It's 2 miles long of tents with pierogies. And,
oh God.
And now if you look kind of in the background here, in the background is Gary, Indiana. Not the best part of the country, but the pierogies are fantastic. And Whiting, Indiana is known for people drive around on their lawnmowers.
This is if they didn't have Perogi Fest, ain't nobody would be living in Whiting, Indiana, is what it sounds like to me.
So they have a pierogi parade where everybody in the town drives their riding lawnmower right down the middle of Perogi Fest.
That warms your Pittsburgh heart, doesn't it, Marco?
This is a real thing. The real thing that happens. So, Marco, we need to get you to Perogi Fest. And the best part about Perogi Fest is on this block, there is one liquor store, and they sell single cans of beer in brown paper bags. So everybody is just walking around with beer in brown paper bags. That liquor store probably makes 98% of its money on this 3-day festival.
That one day.
At Perogi.
Sounds like my kind of town, and definitely a festival. I've been to rib festivals, wing fest. I have not gone to a pierogi festival yet. That would be a first, and I got to see if I can squeeze that in sometime. So I definitely got to do that.
Block doesn't know what a pierogi is?
You're sheltered, Block.
Marco, what's a pierogi? Explain it.
It's basically the best thing to categorize it to is think of a ravioli, okay?
Yeah.
But it's doughier, okay? And you can get them with, potato, cheese, meat. Personally, I love the sauerkraut pierogies. I know a lot of people don't like sauerkraut. Yeah, I get the end. You got to put it. Some people boil them. Some people pan saute them. I go for the pan saute with onions. You got to get the cook them in butter. Just get them cooked with the onions there. Oh, that's it. Now I got to get pierogies today.
Yeah, seriously, Marco.
They even have dessert pierogies. You can stuff them with like berries and like it's blocked. You are missing out if you have not had a legit pierogi. They are just incredible.
And here's what I'll say to bring it all full circle. You want to dive into some pierogies. Yeah, that college basketball bonanza that we have going on with March Madness. Check out Marco, WT.buzz/MD. He continues this 30-15 run in all sports that he's on. You can buy a hell of a lot of pierogies, folks. So check him out, WT.buzz/MD. Marco, thanks for waiting on. We appreciate you, man, and best of luck this weekend, brother.
All right, guys. See you next week. Let's cash some tickets and eat some pierogies.
Pierogies on Marco. There we go. Pierogies on Marco, indeed, baby. And yeah, as he said, no deli this week, Andy, but you get an edition of Bet On It. They're doing a March Madness Bet On It edition. So you'll get best bets Thursday and Friday from Marco, from Kelly in Vegas, from Gianni the Greek. So we got a Bet On It special coming your way next week. So you're going to miss out on the deli, but Bet On It's back, baby, at least for a little bit of March Madness. So
love it. Love it. All right. We're starting a new Let It Ride mission. Let's talk about that. So yesterday, great day for clients. Dan, thank you very much. Cashed the 4% lacrosse play. We cashed our 4% darts play, and this is what we do. Like, you want to bet on college basketball, go for it. We are going to be your go-to shop for betting on these sports that you're probably not aware of. And Seth, by the way, Seth makes the best beef jerky on the face of the planet. No joke. Seth did the Let It Ride mission with us, and he got refunded from Colin Morikawa, and he rolled it all over into the play today. So Seth
that's what I'm going to be doing as well. So like I'm doing it as because I got it refunded, Andy. So it's like the ladder still continues for me, but for all intents and purposes, if you didn't get your bet refunded and you've been rolling with our Let It Ride challenge, it would be disingenuous if we were like, well, we got our bet voided. So for all intents and purposes, we'll start at the bottom ladder. We'll start again with 100. But for me, Andy, I'm putting what we were at 318, something like that. That's what I'm rolling on over to it.
Okay. So that bet is up at WagerTalk, but because it's the first one, I put it up at Sports Memo for only $7.
Okay, awesome.
So if you want to join in on the Let It Ride mission, $7, it gets you the play. It starts late tonight. It is a parlay. So it's basically the ladder challenge. We bet one. When we hit this one, we ride the profits, and we roll it over into the next one. So we're not going to do every day because I think that's silly, and I don't think we can hit 10 days in a row. But what we are going to do is just hit this one tonight. So go grab that. That's up there. We've got UFC. We got Formula One. It's a Formula One and NASCAR weekend. So really excited about all that. I'll probably have an NBA prop for tonight, and we gave you some free stuff at the beginning of the show. So Dan, how's lacrosse looking for this weekend?
Yeah, it's a huge board, Andy. So there's a lot that we have to purse into. I'll give you one for free here on the way out because there's only one. So this will be our WTF LFG. Over at DraftKings is where you can get this and lay 3 with Maryland this weekend. And that's something I'm going to be betting myself. But the fact that, it's only at one book, I would feel bad if we're putting that to clients and not everyone can get down because it's 3.5 elsewhere. Folks, this is probably going to close more like 4.5. That's the correct number. So the fact that we're getting 3 or laying 3, they're playing Virginia this weekend. Virginia just is not your grandfather's Virginia team. It was Maryland and UVA. Those were the 2 premier programs, and it's just not that anymore. UVA hasn't beat a ranked opponent in nearly 3 full seasons. Now they're playing a Maryland team who's kind of sputtering out of the gate. They're 2-3, but the games that they've lost have been to games like Princeton and Notre Dame. These are teams that likely you're going to be talking about come Final Four. And when you look at the games that Maryland wins, and this is one that I think Maryland money line, sure, that's a fine parlay piece because I think they win this game. And the reason why I like laying 3 with them is when they win big. The 2 wins that they have on the year, it was a 9-point win and a 5-point win, and that was against pretty good competition. This is also a rivalry game, and typically, you want to respect your rival? No. these two teams, whenever they have the chance to blow each other out, they do it. And I think that's what you're getting. Maryland has to go on a 2-game road trip. This is an all hands on deck. Let's blow out UVA. Let's get the bad taste out of our mouth. You can lay 3 with Maryland. It's a hell of a great money line parlay piece if you're looking for something like that. But 3.5, I'm fine with. But lay the 3 with Maryland. That's our WTF or LFG. We will have client plays locked and loaded.
Love it. Grab that buy 3 days, get 3 days free. It's over at wt.buzz/AL. Having a really, really nice week. Yesterday was really, really good for us. So looking to continue that. So thanks very much for joining us, guys. We have a big, big weekend of plays. We're going to be back same time, same place on Monday. Get you ready for next week. So don't forget to go to wagertalk.com or sportsmemo.com every day. $7 plays over there. And again, $7 gets you the very first leg of our ladder challenge. Or if you're like Dan and Seth, you have the utmost faith in us. We ride. We ride together. We die together. Bad boys for life. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thanks very much, guys. And again, put your Wager Talk username in the comments section if you agree with Andy, if you agree with Teddy on tonight's game between the Pistons and the Grizzlies, and somebody will get a 3-day pass. It might as well be you. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. Good luck on all your bets.